right, so what is the proper etiquette when a dude wants to buy you a drink at a bar? What is the etiquette and what's controversy here?
That's the debate me and my mom got into after a gentleman sent me a drink at a bar over the weekend. I have never had this happen. I thought this was the kind of thing that only happened in the movies where a bartender will approach you and be like, well, the gentleman across the bar wants to send you a beverage, you know. Like I short-circuited. I didn't know what to do. I was like, give me the drink, I guess. What's the drink? What drink did he buy me?
Not to overthink it, but when you're looking at the psychology behind buying somebody else a drink, isn't it kind of saying, I've done something for you, so now you have to talk to me?
In a little, yeah, it does kind of feel like that. But in a way, so I was at the St. Regis and it was popping. It was probably 10 p.m. It was like peak hour for the St. Regis. And so it was a really crowded bar. So I think this was kind of his way of trying to like come over and be welcome when he comes over, because I understand like it can be very intimidating for guys to approach women. I was with my mom. I was talking to another couple sitting next to me at the bar. So I could see like a rich person at the St. Regis just be like, yeah, let me throw money at this. But I
think you should be able, when somebody buys you a drink from the other end of the bar, I think you should be able to be like in the old Coliseum where you either give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down if they can come over or not.
I love that.
So here's where the etiquette comes into play, because this whole interaction was so bizarre and uncomfortable. Like, I applaud him for making the move, but this entire situation was so uncomfortable. So I'm sitting at the bar, I'm having a drink with my mom, I'm drinking a glass of Sauvignon Blanc because that's what we love. We love a Sauvignon Blanc in the summer. And the bartender comes over and says, hey, a gentleman across the bar wants to buy you a drink. And the first thing I do is I look across the bar to see if there's a guy who's going to like make eye contact with me and be like, hey, I'm the guy. I'm buying you a drink. Because I wanted the chance to be like, you know, to refuse it, to have the first right of refusal or whatever. But there's no man making eye contact with me. So I was like, oh, it's just a mysterious man who wants to give me free alcohol. That's great. And then this was his first mistake. So the guy's like, yeah, he wants to buy you a drink. And I was like, perfect. My next question is, what drink did he buy me? Assuming he's just going to get me the same glass of whatever I'm drinking. He goes, yeah, he wants to send you a glass of rosé. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not drinking rosé, but whatever. So he pours the glass of rosé, and I'm like, that's a little weird. I'm like, it's not even a super nice rosé, but whatever. So I'm sitting there, I'm taking a sip of the rosé because it's free. And I'm kind of looking around. I'm like, is he going to come over and say hi and approach us? And so I'm like sitting there like, this is uncomfortable, whatever. So I keep talking to the couple next to me. I'm talking to my mom. And then all of a sudden, these two guys come up and go, hey, we're the guys. And he just pivots and looks directly at me and just starts a conversation with me. And I'm like looking at him like, my mom is also here. Also, I'm in a conversation with these other people. And he just kind of corners me into this conversation.
So there's no excuse me?
There's no excuse me. It was just kind of like, hey, we're the guys.
Okay.
Not like that. It was a little bit more suave because this is the St. Regis. So it was a little bit fancier than that. And I'm just kind of, trying to entertain this guy because I feel bad because he sent me this drink. But his friend is behind him, and his friend is a little shifty. You know when someone just seems like they've got a little bit of anxiety and they want to get out of a situation?
Yeah.
So the shifty friend is like, okay, let's go.
He's like embarrassed. He doesn't really want to be there.
Yes, because he's not a part of this interaction. And so this entire situation is just very uncomfortable. I give him my number because I don't know what else to do. He immediately texts me and then adds me on Snapchat like we're 22. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, I feel like this guy just played this playbook, this classic move that men do all the time so wrong.
But he didn't, because you gave him your number. Well, so to him, it was a success. So now he's going to keep on doing it.
You're an enabler. I know. I had to block him because I didn't know how to say no. But I'm like, am I in the wrong? Am I judging this guy a little bit too hard, or did he not do this correct?
Okay, let's go over this line. Let's dissect this. All right, to
he added me on Snapchat.
Yeah, I'm not bummed by how you handled it. Actually, the whole thing is just so awkward, right? Because it really is like you feel like the bad person. If somebody spends money on you and they are paying, giving a drink, you feel like the bad person for saying no, even though there should be no obligation. Somehow, some way, the definition is you're rude if you don't say yes and come over and I accept conversation.
Because who turns down a free drink?
Well, it's just weird. There's an obligation there. When somebody gives you money, you're supposed to be able to reciprocate in some way, right?
Exactly. It feels like I'm a part of this narrative that I didn't want to be a part of. I didn't want to have to look you in the eyes and go, no, I'm not interested. And now I feel like I'm a villain.
I think the only flaw here is you giving him your phone number.
Yeah.
Because that is false hope for him. You could have turned around and said, hey, thank you so much. But you're in the moment. moment, you're panicking.
Don't you think it's nicer for me to not embarrass him in front of his little shifty friend, embarrass him in front of all these people I'm talking to, like my mom and this other couple, and to just turn him down in private? Don't you think that's the better move, even though I just blocked him?
Or like when the bartender came over and said, "Hey, the man across the bar wants to buy you a drink," and you looked and there wasn't anybody there, and you asked the bartender, "Well, who's the gentleman?" And if he can't point him out, be like, "I don't accept drinks from strangers."
Yeah.
But she would accept a drink from a stranger if she could see who it was.
That's the thing, is I'm like, who is it?
I feel a little bit on the bartender, honestly, because the bartender, if you're like, okay, cool, you have to help. I'm not saying you need to be a wingman. That's not your job. But I'm saying, like, yeah, the way I've had it done, the one time I got it was the bartender came up to me and said, a guy across the bar would like to buy you a drink. Do you want that? And then they were like, it's the guy on the corner. Like, they didn't look and point, but they explained it. And then I was able to look and be like, yes or no, based off that. So I feel like the bartender should have pointed them out or told you where they were, and then you could have refused the drink that way.
Yeah, and it's almost like a better way to be able to turn them down, because he can come to any conclusion in his mind as to why I'm turning down this drink, and that maybe it's not a personal thing.
Unless this guy really knew what he was doing, buys you a drink and then ducks away from the bar, so the bartender can't point him out. So when you come up, it's kind of a surprise. You can't say no because you don't know who it is.
I feel like I got ambushed.
Yeah.
It's low-key kind of nice because it would be weird if someone bought you a drink and you looked over and they're just like staring at you like, hey, that gives me the ick.
Have you seen, like, in the movies and in TV shows, the proper way to do it is to be like very cool and suave at the end of the bar, and then when you turn and you look, and he just kind of like gives you like a quick little nod.
Yeah.
He's not like glaring at you, but it's just a quick nod, and then you break eye contact.
I think the thumb thing works either up or down, man.
I'm for this. I love it. Gladiator.
And everybody in the Coliseum, which is now the bar, gets to see it happen.
I'm going to have everybody in the St. Regis vote next time. It's going to be like American Idol. It'll be like thumbs up or thumbs down.
For sure.
Text in your votes, right? Because we'll be here.
You can even say, are you not entertained? I love the concept. Let's run with it.
I think it's great.
The Bert Show.